Welcome to the day number 3 of our Unlock Your Sexual Desire challenge. And it's a 5-day challenge. Today is the day 3. We're going deeper into unlocking our desire. And I'm very happy to see you here. Please comment. Please say hi, Marcia. Nice to see you here. Please say how you're feeling, where you're calling from, and any questions you might have. It's nice for me to see you engaging, and I'll keep on checking the comments. So today it's all about discovering your light sexual desire blueprint. I'm super excited about this day, and I never shared this information in this way before, so I hope it's really gonna bring a lot of clarity for you, and you're gonna know your natural pathways of feeling that excitement, feeling wanting to have sexual intimacy. It's an exciting day today. So this training is really for women who want to experience sexual intimacy that melts their hearts, that delights their soul, that fulfills their spirit. Yeah, if it's you're in the right place. And that's where we've been with day 1. If you haven't watched the day 1 and 2, please stay with us here today and then watch the day 1 and 2 as well, because in day 1 we looked at the power of sexual desire matrix, and it's a big overview, of the system. And I've developed this system, you can't find it anywhere else, and it's based on my research in female sexuality and what inspires us and what blocks our desire. Then day 2, we went to identifying what blocks and what ignites your desire. So highly recommend watching that training. Today we're going to identify your light sexual desire blueprint. And tomorrow we're going to go in identifying your shadow sexual desire blueprint. I highly recommend you come tomorrow, because you're going to see what actually blocks you, what stops you, and what you can do about it. In day 5, we're going to create a personalized sexual desire map that you can take into your life forward and experience different sexual intimacy where your whole body is involved, your heart, your soul. So today I will dive deeply into your unique sexual blueprint, and we'll look at whether you're a sensualist, passion seeker, adventurer, nurturer, or erotic alchemist. You'll find out what actually ignites you, what you need to start flowing, to start feeling that passion, that excitement. You understand the core aspects of what you need. We check with our mission is to understand the sexual desire matrix, to identify your light sexual desire blueprint and your shadow sexual desire blueprint, so you can unlock your sexual power, your feminine sensual power, so that you can enjoy heart-melting intimacy, that you can enjoy spirit-infused intimacy. Remember that this challenge, you can keep it if you do all the exercises, if you watch all the videos. Otherwise, it's going to disappear. So you need to go on membership site and do all the exercises and collect all the experience points. And also remember that the more you engage, that you will be able to win relationship reboot package with me and a place in my sexually empowered radiant woman course that starts on 7th of November. So yesterday, on day 1, we looked at the sexual desire matrix. So this is the full sexual desire matrix, and we looked at the contextual factors: environment, life stage, spiritual beliefs, community, and we looked into the core factors, which is self-intimacy, body love, internal state, erotic voice, intimate resonance, and playful exploration. So if you haven't watched day 1, after we finish this, do watch it. And this is what actually happens once you go through the sexual desire matrix. Once you connect to your own sexuality, that's what Kelly says, that's what happened for her after she's done that. That before she felt disconnected from the body, and after going through the course, she was able to connect to herself. And she calls it her inner body. She could connect to her sexuality, to her sensuality, and now she feels so much more confident. She's connected to her true radiance. And that's what's possible for. Then yesterday, day 2, we talked about the dual control model, which was developed by Eric Jensen and John Bancroft. And some of you might know it. There's a book, Come As You Are, and it was popularized. It was popularized by Dr. Nagoski, but it's actually the research came from those scientists. We looked at it at this system of, it's like brakes and accelerator. What we do to accelerate our desire and what we do to put the brakes on. So we looked at the sexual excitation system, the accelerator, and sexual inhibition system, the brakes. So if you haven't watched it, please, after this session, watch it. I totally believe that it's now a full power to open our bodies, our hearts to love, and to find our sexual voice. Then we can invite our partners into the ecstatic, beautiful, powerful intimacy with us. I totally believe it's up to us women to do that. If we keep on waiting for our partner, especially if they're men, to create that amazing intimacy for us, it's never gonna happen. It's in our power. So I hope whatever you take from this challenge, you really take that it's in my power to create amazing, heart-melting intimacy, to invite my partner into that intimacy with me. And I'm going to take the responsibility for my own pleasure. And that's what we're doing here. I love having you here, because that's what it tells me. You're willing to change your sexual experience. Yeah, you're not willing to wait anymore. So today we're gonna go into sexual desire blueprints. Yeah, that's the day number 3, and especially light sexual desire blueprint. So to start with, the first one is Sensualist. And for now, if you just listen and see what resonates with you, and then at the end we're gonna do the quiz, and after you've done the quiz, you're gonna know which blueprint is yours. Also, you could have 1, 2, or 3, right? Combination of the blueprints, but my invitation is to really see what is the dominant one, yeah? And you can keep on taking notes, and then we're gonna do the quiz, which is gonna make it way clearer for you. So I'll just introduce the blueprints, and the first one, Sensualist, yeah? Then there's the Passion Seeker, then the Adventurer, the Nurturer, and the Erotic Alchemist. I'll talk to you about each one, and you're gonna find out which one is yours, yeah? And let me know if you hear me okay, if you see the slides and everything is working. Let's go to the Sensualist. Yeah. And the Sensualist is really driven by sensory experiences. Yeah. Sensualist needs rich sensory stimulation, touch, taste, sound, smell, visual beauty. Yeah. And their desire is sparked when their senses are fully engaged, and the environment feels pleasurable. And they also focus on here and now. It's all about the senses, and to be connected to the senses, we need to be in the here and now. And again, if you look at what we did yesterday for Sensualist, if you get disconnected from here and now, if you start thinking about the to-do list, your desire disappears, right? Because there's nothing to inspire you. So really start seeing how our brakes and accelerators relate to our blueprint. So that blueprint really thrives on physical touch. Yeah, right mood, right lighting, and deeply connected to the sensory experience. And for example, and the environment is hugely important here, the beauty of the environment. So again, if the environment is beautiful, your desire grows, but if there's clutter, it just shuts down. Yeah. So Sensualist might create an environment, right, and put the candles and be turned on by soft caressing touch, yeah, smell of partner's skin. Some smells are quite important, huh? And also they can be turned on by more intense physical experiences, yeah, physical play that arouses their senses. So it's all about senses. Next one, the Passion Seeker, and see how you relate to that blueprint now, yeah? And as I said, the end we'll do the quiz, so it's gonna be way more easier for you to identify. The Passion Seeker. The Passion Seeker is really driven by emotional intensity and connection. They thrive on this raw emotional intensity, chemistry, deep emotional bond, and their body ignites when there's spark of intense passion. Yeah, when there's spark of emotional closeness, but really intense closeness. Yeah, it's more about passion than safety and relaxation. And they really thrive on deep emotional chemistry. Yeah, physical chemistry, emotional chemistry. And that passion drives their desire. They're really focused on emotional intensity, on romantic excitement. And it's all about intensity of feelings, yeah, not just care and tenderness. And the environment is not as important. It's more about that intensity. That's what's important. For example, this blueprint may be excited when they have these deep, intense conversations with their partner, when there's emotionally charged moments, yeah, when there's sparking romantic encounters. And also for this blueprint, if they had a fight, it could be quite exciting to have sexual intimacy afterwards, because the fight brings more emotional rawness, intensity, and then they take that into sexual encounter. So check in, is this you? Do you feel that? And that's Madeline, and I just want to introduce her because When we lose that passion, and that's what Madeline says, the relationship started to feel very boring. Yeah, it was like flatless, and she started to feel less than feminine. Yeah, and through working through the system, through sexually empowered radiant woman system, when she reconnected to her own passion, to her own radiance, then her relationship changed as well, because she could bring that passion, yeah, that deep connection with herself, and create the deep connection in her relationship, which changed her love life. So that's what can happen. The next one is the adventurer. I totally relate to this one. I think that's my go-to place. So the adventurer, really driven by novelty and exploration. Yeah. There's a desire for new things, experimenting with different positions, role play, exploring new sexual settings. This type thrives on variety, excitement, spontaneity. And this focus on playfulness, on fun. Yeah, how can we have more fun together? And sex is an exploration. It's a playground for curiosity, for having fun, for playing together. And routine, right? When there is no playfulness, routine dampens their desire. But new experiences, experimenting, that's what keeps the sexual energy alive. And they really focus on variety, on adventure. And safety is not as important for this blueprint, yeah? They thrive on variety of feelings, of sensations, yeah, of environment. That's what's really important for this blueprint. And sometimes people with this blueprint, they might want variety of partners, but it doesn't have to be that way. Because if you can create variety in your relationship, yeah, if you can bring different sides of yourself, if you can bring different environments, then you can stay with the same partner. It doesn't necessarily need to be different partners, but quite often when we can't bring that variety into the relationship, and there's nothing excites us, so the go-to is, okay, maybe I need new partners, yeah, but actually it doesn't need to be that way. We can bring more of excitement here, and also here the fights can be okay, because the fights can bring variety, yeah, novelty. So for example, an adventurer will be turned on doing something different, going on adventures together, maybe introducing some new element into the play, maybe a surprise date night. Yeah, I remember one of my really exciting date nights was when we decided that we're gonna meet and we're gonna pretend that we don't know each other. It was such an exciting game for me. We just had dinner and we talked to each other, and it was this novelty and variety that we staged and created, but that really turned me on. So this type, you really need play, you really need variety. The next one is the nurturer. Yeah, and this is quite a different type, quite a different blueprint. So this blueprint is driven by emotional safety, is driven by support. The experience, the desire arises when they feel deep emotional care, when they feel emotionally supported, connected, cherished, loved. They really need that safety. They focus on mutual care, on tenderness, and they really need this safe and predictable environment as well. So this is quite different from the adventurer blueprint, right? Can you see how this is so different? And none of them are right or wrong, it's just different. And again, you could have, it's on a spectrum, right? It's not completely like this, say from 1 to 10. Some people need just that much safety, some people need so much safety. And it really all depends, it's all unique. Nothing is wrong, there's nothing wrong with you, there's nothing to fix. What's important is to understand who are you, what's important for you. And for this blueprint, the physical touch will be very gentle, very soft, very soothing. Emotional intimacy comes first. And when we feel held, when we feel supported, that's when our body opens up. That's when our hearts open up, and that's when we get ready for sexual intimacy. It's really about this nurturing emotional bond rather than the passion, yeah, which again is different from the passion seeker. And for this blueprint, a nurturer may feel turned on when their partner listens to them deeply. Yeah, when they're holding them, when they're really supporting them, creating warm atmosphere. Maybe a partner shows some acts of care, bring cup of tea for you, maybe holding you closely, and that's when your body opens up. So let me know if you relate to that one. So this is Sam, and this is the trap for the nurturers, right? Sometimes they really start taking off other people a lot, and they don't receive the nurturing themselves. And that's what Sam said, that she didn't have much desire because she was taking care of other people so much. And through the course, what she learned is how to receive care, yeah, how to receive it for herself, so she starts to relax, that she starts to feel held. Because quite often for the nurturers, the go-to is, I need to take care of others and I'm hoping they're going to take care of me. But we really need to find our erotic voice and ask for what we need. Yeah, so this is so important. And then once Sam could really connect to herself, understand where she's coming from, what she needs, and talk to her husband about it, their relationship started to have more fire, more passion, more intimacy. So this is so important. And next one, let's look at the next one, the Erotic Alchemist. And I love this one as well. And the Erotic Alchemist is all about spiritual and emotional depth. It's not, sex is not just for pleasure, right? But it's actually transformational. There's something profound energetic connection that happens, yeah? And it's focused on connection to the spirit, on deep emotional vulnerability. It focused on sacred sexuality, and there's this focus on meaning, on sacredness, yeah? It's not just in the physical act, but actually it connects me to the deeper spiritual realms. And there's a lot of connection to the mystery. So it's not just the everyday life, it's not just emotional connection, but it's something bigger than me. It's the mystery of being alive, mystery of being in the physical body, and seeing the play of the spirit through the physical connection. Yeah. And the environment needs to be uplifting, out of the ordinary. Yeah. Something mystical, something magical. That's what turns on this blueprint on. So tell me if you relate to that. And right, Erotic Alchemists might feel turned on by creating sacred space for lovemaking, maybe lighting the candles, meditating, practicing deep breathing together, creating some sacred sexuality rituals. Through my 10-week course, we start to bring that aspect, because I find that as we get older, and women who are attracted to my work, we don't want just physical intimacy. We want intimacy that's connected to the heart and connected to the spirit, that can bring deeper spiritual dimensions to our sexuality. Quite often we have no idea how to bring it into our sex life. So that's through the course I teach a lot of that. How can we actually connect deeper to the spiritual dimension of our sexuality? I'll just share from my experience, right, how when I was little, I was sexually abused. So then I remember having my first boyfriend, and we went camping to this beautiful lake. I'm from Siberia, and we have the deepest lake in the world, and it's like a 1.6 kilometers deep. And we were camping on this lake. Everything was so beautiful. On that 17, right, I was so hopeful. Everything felt powerful, new, and exciting. And I had this beautiful boyfriend. He was very caring. We were matching very well. And then we had sex, and that didn't feel right. It felt dirty. It felt animalistic. And I said it to him. I remember it felt like dogs having sex. So I really had to clear that my sexual abuse and that shame and guilt and all the judgments around sexuality, to come to a place where now I actually feel that sex is so beautiful, and that connection that I experienced through sexual intimacy now is just so powerful. And quite often when I enjoy sexual intimacy with my beloved, then it feels like my whole body starts to be alive, like my cells, every cell of my body just starts to be so alive, full of love, full of power, full of vitality. And I love my heart orgasms. I really love my third eye orgasms. And I know that I had to go through a deep journey of clearing all the judgments, yeah, of clearing the abuse, to come to this place where now sexual experiences expands me. It brings so much beauty, so much joy, and the deep intimacy with my partner. So I know it's possible for you. I know that we don't need to be stuck in those judgments, in that constricted state. Through doing the work, and that's what I focus a lot in my 10-week Sexually Empowered Radiant Woman course, where we really work through layers and layers and layers, that then we can start experiencing intimacy, and we start wanting to have sex because it fulfills us so much. So that's very important. Hope it gives you hope whenever you're at that more is possible for you. Thank you. Yeah, Marcia, the Erotic Alchemist, yes, is a life goal. And we need to practice. It doesn't just happen by itself, yeah? It's what are we doing about it? How can we bring more of spirit into our sexual experiences? And so let's look at the key differences of these 5 blueprints. So it's physical sensation versus emotional intensity versus novelty versus emotional safety and spiritual depth. Yeah. So it's either sensory fulfillment, then focus on passion, focus on playful exploration, focus on care, focus on sacred connection. So now we're gonna do the quiz. And as I said, you might have 1, 2, 3, 4 blueprints, right? 2 would be ideal if you can identify 2, but I really invite you to identify the dominant one, what really drives you, because then you can start changing your experiences. Let's go for the quiz. I invite you right now to take paper and pen. I'm gonna read the questions and you'll need to answer them. Yeah, so just putting the questions are gonna be 7 questions, so you can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you just put a letter next to the question. Okay, so just put letter 1, number 1. Yeah, without writing the answer, just put 1. And now I'm gonna ask you which one relates to you. I invite you to not overthink it. Yeah, just whatever comes, whatever resonates first, you just put the number, the letter. Yeah, so for 1 is what kind of environment makes you feel most turned on. Yeah, and now the letters. So put number 1 and now choose the letter which resonates the most, and 2 letters at most. So soft fabrics, candlelight, soothing scents that engage all of your senses. B, deep emotional conversations and feeling understood by my partner. C, spontaneous, exciting experiences, anything new and different. D, feeling emotionally supported and nurtured in a calm and loving atmosphere. And E, a sacred, meaningful setting where I feel connected to something greater than myself. So just pick one letter, which one you relate to most. Okay, now we go to the second question. Put number 2, and again we're gonna have 5 letters. And the question is, how do you prefer to connect with your partner before intimacy? What's your preference? How do you prefer to connect? A, through physical touch and physical closeness. B, by sharing feelings, thoughts, and deep emotional connection. C, by trying something adventurous or spontaneous together. D, feeling emotionally secure, loved, and supported by my partner. And E, by engaging in a meaningful or spiritually uplifting experience together. Number 2, and which letter? Yeah. Don't overthink it, whatever comes first. Then we go to the next one. Put number 3. What makes you lose interest in intimacy? Again. Letter A, if the environment is too chaotic or distracting. If I feel emotionally disconnected or distant from my partner. C, if things become too routine or predictable. D, if I feel emotionally unsupported or neglected. And E, if the experience feels purely physical without deeper emotional or spiritual meaning. So again, number 3, which letter resonates with you the most? Okay, now to question 4. How do you feel about trying new things in the bedroom? Yeah. A, I enjoy exploring different textures or sensory experiences, but in a familiar environment. B, I'm open to if I feel emotionally safe and connected with my partner. C, I love it. I thrive on variety and new adventures. D, I'm open to new things, but only if I feel nurtured and supported first. And E, I'm excited by things that have spiritual and transformative significance. Pick your letter. Next one. Number 5, how important is emotional intimacy for your sexual desire? Yeah. A, it's nice, but I'm more focused on how I feel physically in the moment. B, it's essential. Without emotional connection, my desire is low. C, it's important, but I also need excitement and adventure to stay engaged. D, emotional intimacy and support are the foundation of my sexual desire. And E, emotional and spiritual intimacy are both vital for me. Again, pick your letter, and we have 2 more questions. 6. What type of foreplay do you enjoy the most? A, sensual touch, massage, physical sensations. B, sharing deep emotions and feeling like my partner truly gets me. C, something new, like an unexpected surprise or playful flirting. D, being held and reassured, feeling emotionally cared for. And E, slow, meaningful touch that feels like a sacred ritual. Pick your letter. And the last question. Number 7. How do you feel after a good intimate experience? Yeah, that's important. That was good. Yeah. We're not looking at the bad experience, we're looking at the good experience. So pick your letter. Fulfilled, when my senses were engaged and I felt present in my body. Satisfied, if I felt emotionally close and connected to my partner. Excited and energized, if it was playful and different. Content, when I feel emotionally nurtured and loved. And uplifted if the experience felt spiritually and emotionally transformative. Okay, so now we got all the letters. If you look at the letters, yeah, and see how many, just out of 7, see how many letters of which choice you have, yeah. Could be all A's, could be some A's, some B's, some C's, but what is the highest? Yeah, what letter comes highest? And this is the answers. Yeah, if you have mostly A's, you're a sensualist. If you have mostly B's, you're the passion seeker. If you have mostly C's, you're the adventurer. Mostly D's, you're the nurturer. And mostly E's, you're the erotic alchemist. So please, I'd love to see what letters you're coming with. And what is your type? What is your blueprint? Yes, Lakita, third eye orgasms are beautiful. So let me know what letters are you? Who are you? What do you identify with? And maybe it's 2 of them, huh? I think for me it'll be adventurer and the erotic alchemist. These 2 would be my ones. The sensualist, thank you, Kamel. Yes. Yeah, let us know. Which one are you? Sensualist? Yes. Yeah, keep on letting us know. And so this is right. This is your light sexual desire blueprint. And the questions I have for you, what opens up for you knowing that? Yeah. If you just reflect, and how does this blueprint show up in your intimate relationships? What opens up for you knowing this is who I am, this is what's important for me? Yeah. And because this is going to help you, right? If you feel like my desire is not there, it means that those factors are not respected, that you're not getting what you really need out of sensual experience, out of sexual experience. So it's so important to know this is what turns me on, this is what I need. Yeah, thank you, Trish. A and B, yes. Dini, yes, thank you, Robin. Okay, so this is the home play for day 3, that you need to identify your sexual desire blueprint. And it's nice to journal about it, what comes up for you, what opens up for you, and share on our Facebook group what actually opens up for you knowing it. If you can support a couple of other women who are sharing, and there are some really vulnerable sharings on the group. Tomorrow we're gonna go into sexual desire blueprint, shadow sexual desire blueprint. Tomorrow is such an important day because in ideal circumstances, right, we live our light sexual desire blueprint, our desire is flowing, everything is respected, and we feel vital, we feel vibrant, we feel confident. But we really need to know about our shadow sexual desire blueprints, because that's what's going to stop us from actually experiencing the sexual desire. Nothing is broken, there's nothing to fix, we just need to understand who you are. If you remember the challenges, do it or you're gonna lose it. Yeah, so you need to go to membership site and do all the exercises, tick all the boxes. And if you're here, you've done that. You just need to go there and tick the boxes and keep on engaging, because there are some wins. As I said, tomorrow we're gonna go into identifying your shadow sexual desire blueprint. Okay, so I'll see you tomorrow, and tomorrow we're gonna go deep. It's not gonna be as light, but it's so important. Tomorrow's topic is very important. Keep on asking your questions, keep on supporting each other, and I'll see you tomorrow. I wish more women knew that after 40, we're not fading away or growing old. In fact, we're stepping into our prime, ready to experience deeply fulfilling intimacy. This is our moment to unlock our desire. I know so many women I work with struggle with the lack of desire, and they feel frustrated in their intimate life because they just don't know how to unlock the magic of their desire. And the truth is that untapped wellspring of desire resides within each of us. Can you feel it? The deep well of untapped desire potential bubbling within you.
It's bringing more of myself to everything. It's that bigness again, bringing a more total version of me to both myself and others.
Quite a different experience of life, huh? When you bring more of you.
Yeah.
Because after 40, we're not becoming an old dried prude. No, we're stepping into our power and becoming the fierce, the loving, the authentic women we were always meant to be. Now that the days of constant childcare are behind us, it's time we put ourselves back on the map. We just need the right keys to unlock our desire and let the genie of our desire out of that bottle. Isn't this exciting?
A real sense of reconnecting with the body itself, coming alive into it, having that aliveness come up and affect everything.
Because as we age, we have so much more potential for heart-melting intimacy. We have so much more capacity to open our body to love. And as we age, we actually become more capable of enjoying soul-fulfilling intimacy.
More that sense of wholeness, which I didn't have before doing this work. From the feet up, from the ground up, feeling my whole being as a sexual being. A totality rather than something just in one part of my body.
Of course, when we're tired or exhausted, we usually don't want intimacy, right? But what if I told you that intimacy can actually replenish our energy? Do you know that fulfilling intimacy can actually improve our hormonal balance? And it reduces stress. It improves our self-esteem. It creates deeper bonds. And it makes us feel beautiful. It makes us feel loved.
I have to say it's one of the most powerful workshops I've ever done in my life. I'm 54 and I've done a lot of workshops in my life. Teresa rolls very beautifully, keeping everybody safe. She's just got so much experience. I feel more love for myself. I feel more open. I feel like my energy is just so vast. What more is possible? I love that. I love that what more is possible. I feel more playful. I just feel like I want to dance around my lounge with my cat or be a bit sillier or more creative.
I'm so passionate about helping women to reclaim and voice their desires so we'll start living a more expansive life, more joyful life.
And it's just amazing. Compared to where I was a couple of months ago, I feel so much lighter and freer, but also connected to myself as well. And I am expressing myself more, which is wonderful. It feels so healthy to actually speak up about things that I've kept down for so long. It brings with it a sense of calm and peace as well. I feel like I float more every day as I move around. So thank you, Teresa.
I absolutely love sharing that with other women because I know the impact of it. Because I know once we feel attractive, once we feel desiring, desirable, and we feel confident in asking for what we want, our life just transforms.
Being more connected to myself, more connected to living authentically, both in myself and with others. More meaning. I know I'm answering my needs for connection in a different way because I don't want inauthentic connection now. So what we're experiencing working with you is boundary breaking, not just personally, but culturally. Huge, yeah. It's celebration or excitement.
There's something incredible about the way she works and the techniques that she gives so that you're in control of everything. You have everything inside you, and it's the techniques to help you draw it out in these practices so you're in complete control of your own journey and your own healing.
It's definitely opened stuff up for me, and I want to continue on this journey being my true self. Love myself fully. It's helped me so much. I highly recommend this course for anybody who wants to grow. Growing is amazing. Thank you, Teresa. You are a bundle of love, and all the best to the beautiful people out there.
More wonder, more magic, more possibility.